Attention, Real Madrid fans. Breaking news straight from behind the scenes at the Bernabeu. Xabi Alonso has already started testing who will become the new midfield maestro to replace Luka Modric. And the most surprising twist, Vinicius Jr might be digging himself into a crisis with the club over his new contract. And that's not all. A Real Madrid Academy graduate could join Napoli alongside Kevin De Bruyne, but the deal could collapse at the last minute. Before we continue, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss anything about the biggest club in the world. Let's dive into another full round of Real Madrid news. Starting with the hottest news right now, Xabi Alonso is focusing on two names to take Modric's spot. According to Real Madrid Confidential, the new manager has already begun intensive pre-season tests and wants a quick answer. Dani Ceballos or Arda Güler? The departures of Modric and Toni Kroos left a huge gap in Real Madrid's midfield creativity. And for Xabi Alonso, the replacement may already be in-house. Arda Güler, who arrived as a Turkish wonderkid, and Dani Ceballos, more experienced and familiar with the club, are competing for one of the most crucial roles in the squad. Güler seemed to be leading the race. During the Club World Cup, he started in important matches and earned Alonso's trust. But the crushing defeat to PSG exposed an issue. The youngster still lacks the physical strength to handle top-level matches. In that game, the midfield was completely dominated, and Güler disappeared on the pitch. Since then, the Turkish international has been focused on improving his physical conditioning. He trained hard during the summer break, is following an intense muscle-building routine, and will be closely monitored throughout pre-season. Xabi wants to see evolution, intensity, and personality both in training and matches. On the other side of the competition is Dani Ceballos. After rumors of a possible return to Real Betis, the midfielder remains in Madrid, mainly because the Andalusian club couldn't afford the move. Ceballos, with more experience and positional intelligence, is seen as a more conservative but reliable option. During the Club World Cup, Ceballos was barely used by Alonso. But now, with pre-season acting as a new chapter, the number 19 has the chance to prove he can still be useful, and even essential, to the new Real Madrid taking shape. And Ceballos himself sent a message on social media: "I've always believed that hard work and patience would bring me back to my best level. I'm ready to compete and help Real Madrid." According to internal reports, a decision should be made before the start of La Liga. The expectation is that Alonso will choose one of the two to be the brain of the team alongside Camavinga, Tchouaméni, and Bellingham. Whether Güler or Ceballos ultimately wins the starting spot will be a turning point in Xabi Alonso's tactical blueprint. A more technical and agile midfield with Güler? Or a more positional and structured approach with Ceballos? Everything is still wide open. And while Xabi pieces together his puzzle, tension is rising behind the scenes. Vinicius Jr has requested to become the highest-paid player in the squad, even ahead of Kylian Mbappé. According to the Spanish press and comments by Rafael Alcorta, former Real Madrid player and current sporting director at Athletic Bilbao, this demand could lead to a poisonous fight with Florentino Perez. Vinicius finished last season with solid stats, 22 goals and 19 assists in 58 appearances. But compared to the previous season, when he netted 24 goals in just 39 matches, it's a clear drop. With Mbappé's arrival, the Brazilian lost some of his spotlight, and the chemistry between the two hasn't clicked yet. Alcorta didn't mince words. Vinicius is one of the best in the world, no doubt. But trying to pressure Florentino could backfire. Just remember what happened with Sergio Ramos. Since he was moved to the left wing with Mbappé, he hasn't looked the same. The executive emphasized that now is not the time for demands, but for proving worth on the pitch. These salary fights are poisonous. Florentino is warm, but he can also be ruthless. He always rewards those who show their value on the field. And here's an intriguing detail. Vinicius is already on Saudi Arabia's radar. Al Ahly are reportedly willing to offer €300 million for the Brazilian star, even though they know he still wants to stay at Real. For now, Vinicius says he's focused on the season and ready to take on new challenges alongside Mbappé. But the mood around his renewal has turned sour. The club didn't appreciate the timing or the salary comparison. Internally, the board believes that Mbappé was brought in to be the face of the team, and Vinicius, though important, must prove he can complement that, not compete for status. So what do you think, Madridista? Is Vini right to ask for that raise? Or is he risking his relationship with the club? And we've got more breaking news. Miguel Gutierrez, a Real Madrid Academy graduate, is on Napoli's radar. The Italian club has already reached an €18 million agreement with Girona, but the player hasn't given the green light. According to Corriere dello Sport, Antonio Conte's squad is undergoing a rebuild, and Gutierrez is seen as a key piece for the left side of defense, especially now that Kevin De Bruyne has arrived to lead Napoli's new midfield. But the deal is still stalled. Gutierrez, who is recovering from ankle surgery, hasn't been fully convinced by the sporting project. Despite a 5-year contract offer worth €2.3 million per season, the player prefers to wait. Real Madrid no longer holds a buyback clause. The €8 million clause expired in June, but they still own 50% of his resale rights. Meaning, if Napoli closes the deal for €18 million, Madrid will receive half. This transfer has been in the works for months. Napoli sporting director Giovanni Manna reignited talks with Gutierrez's new agent, Manuel Garcia Quillen, and the terms are now in place. All that's missing is the final yes from the player. Conte sees the Spanish fullback as an immediate solution, especially if Raspadori ends up joining Atletico Madrid. But everything depends on Gutierrez's decision in the coming days. Meanwhile, the market remains hot at Valdebebas. Rumors suggest Real Madrid is still monitoring names for potential squad adjustments before their La Liga opener against Osasuna on August 19th. As always, things are heating up behind the scenes in Madrid. We'll see more position battles, contract disputes involving millions, young players eager to prove themselves, and veterans fighting for relevance. And remember, Madridista, these decisions are not just about the moment. What's happening now will shape the future of Real Madrid. Xabi Alonso, early in his managerial journey, is already showing that he's ready to make firm, strategic decisions. The Güler versus Ceballos battle isn't just about a starting spot, it's about the future identity of the team. A more dynamic and attacking midfield with Güler, or a more balanced and experienced one with Ceballos? Xabi's choice will say a lot about the DNA he wants for this new Real Madrid. Likewise, the Vinicius Jr. contract saga could impact the locker room environment. A poorly handled standoff between a star and the board could create tension, especially with Mbappe in the mix. The coexistence between the two stars requires harmony both on and off the pitch. And if Vini doesn't accept a more collective role, Florentino may not hesitate to act. All of this while the club keeps a sharp eye on the transfer market, looking for every opportunity to strengthen or make smart resales, like the case of Miguel Gutierrez. So, Madridista, what's your take on all these updates? Do you think Güler or Ceballos should run the midfield? Does Vinicius deserve to be the highest-paid player? Should Gutierrez accept Napoli's offer? Drop your thoughts in the comments, leave a like, and share this video with fellow Madrid fans to support the channel. Thanks for watching, Madridista. See you next time with more hot news about the greatest club in the world, Real Madrid.